Welcome to the New Heights Show on Education. I'm Pamela Clark, founder and director of the New Heights Educational Group, and I'm here with David Smith, the founder of Silicon Valley High School, who has helped us get these podcasts produced and delivered to you.
Yes, Pamela, when we saw the great things that you and your army of volunteers were achieving at New Heights, we wanted to get involved. We're happy to work with you to leverage the internet and make quality education accessible and affordable to everyone, everywhere.
Thank you, David. We appreciate Silicon Valley High School helping us to get these podcasts out to the hundreds of thousands of listeners from all over the world. So I hope you enjoy the show.
Hello to our listening audience. Welcome to the New Heights Show on Education. I am Charlotte McGuire, the host of the New Heights Show on Education's newest broadcast. Many of you may have heard me over the last 2 weeks as I served as co-host with an understudy on Brianna Dishner's show. Didn't Brianna do an excellent job in giving us an overview of Common Core standards and starting our discussion on truths and myths about them? Thank you, Brianna. I am so excited about this opportunity. Today you will hear why this show was started, why I am a host, and why we are talking to you more about Common Core.
Right now, you might be struggling through your classes or even failing them. You might be worried that you may not finish high school. There might have even been a thought that you may not be smart enough. Well, the New Heights Educational Group begs to differ. We not only think you are smart enough, but with our help, you will complete your high school diploma. The New Heights Educational Group strives to improve your academic success through its tutoring services. To learn more, please visit newheightseducation.org and contact us. New Heights Educational Group, educational resources to help reach your goals.
Common Core state standards, as they are called, are being discussed, debated, championed, and challenged across the United States. The New Heights Show on Education's aim is to share with you truths, dispel myths about Common Core, so families can come together in knowledge, actions, and voices for education. After all, we know the family is the bedrock of our children's education. I will also share truths and myths so parents can make well-informed decisions for their children's education. Pamela will also tell you why she and her board of directors expanded the New Heights Educational Group's radio offerings to include a show about Common Core and recruited a host. Welcome, Pamela, and thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you very much for the warm welcome, and we are so pleased to have you as part of our New Heights Educational Group team. This is really exciting for us, too.
Well, I am glad to be part of the team, but first let me start by saying I read the introduction to Sunit's book, One Nonprofit's Journey to Success, and was moved by your account about what was happening with your child's education. Can you please share with our audience a little of your story which led to the startup of the New Heights Educational Group?
Well, I don't know if there's any such thing as a brief overview because this was a long time in coming, and I will say that my journey did start as a homeschool mom and then a parent leader in a charter school consortium. And that really kicked off my journey because it became more about other people's stories and not just mine. I mean, we always look for someone else to compare ourselves to help us grow or to help better ourselves, or we try to find someone else that's going through something that we're going through, and we try to discuss what's working in each other's families or whatever. So that's sort of what happened, but at the same time, I became an advocate for the people. There was a switch that went off in me where it was like, okay, I could feel their pain. I understood what they were going through when they were having problems with the public school system or even with homeschooling, and it just triggered something in me that I wanted to make a difference. And I'll say that the real journey started when I was a child, and I can say I really didn't see this growing into what it has become. I couldn't imagine that New Heights has become and the road that we are now on. But now that I'm here, I can look back and see it evolving, and I can say that I know I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I have a passion, an absolute passion for bettering education, and I love every part of learning, and I see education as a beautiful opportunity that most people take it for granted and look at it as a burden. And I've never felt that way about education. I've always loved learning new things, and I know that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be and doing what I'm supposed to do. And I guess to learn more, everybody will have to purchase the book, because there's no brief overview. I mean, this has been a long journey of 9 years of helping people, and me growing as a person, me being guided by the good Lord above to do the things that I've done and that I continue to try to do. And it's something that has come from Him that's instilled in me, and I have to do it. I don't really have a choice. When you know why you're on the earth, you have to fulfill your destiny.
Well, you're absolutely right, and I hear your heart, and I think that's why we're connected. Divine providence creates timing, and all you're trying to do is help families, and particularly parents, give their children hope and a bright future, and education is the key to that. And as I read through your offerings, your radio shows, all of it is about expanding their horizons so they can do possibility thinking, that they can become all they can be. Tell us a little bit about the radio shows offered by the New Heights Educational Group.
We have, you're our third current host. We've had 2 others previously, and all of their shows can still be seen by visiting their profiles on our website. But we have Brianna Densher, who does Friday's show, and she covers a wide range of educational topics, and that one's from 4:30 to 5 p.m. And then we have a Sunday show, and that's with Kathy Woodring, and she does a history-based show and really walks people through history and tells the side of history most people aren't told, and really dives into unknown facts. And I just love her show too. But then there's yours that's going to be, strictly Common Core related, and then we have another host that's in training right now that's also going to cover a wide range of educational topics. But our goal in the long run is to have a show every day of the week, at least 1 half-hour show every day, and then maybe go further than that. We're not really sure, but that's our goal right now. And our next host that we're looking for is someone that will speak on autism or any special needs, to help educate families on their rights and choices and new science-related topics that could help their children, whatever is happening in that area to help families. But that's our goal, is to have a show every day of the week.
Well, that's an admirable goal, especially if you're empowering parents to help their children succeed in life. And even as you talk about starting this show on Common Core, there's so much out there, many national news shows. There's something on the Internet every day, social media about the pros and cons of Common Core state standards. And so what made you and your board decide to offer a show on Common Core and recruit a host?
This podcast is brought to you by Silicon Valley High School, the world's fastest growing, video-based, self-paced, teacher-supported, fully accredited online school that's recommended by more than 96% of students. Take individual courses at just $95 each, or earn your high school diploma at any age. Check us out at svhs.co.
ever since I had learned about Common Core, it was something that was upsetting to me. I mean, I'm all about education and people having a fair and equal education, regardless of their background, their beliefs, or, you know, wherever they're from. And Common Core is not, it does not help with that goal. It tries to take the parent even more out of having a decision. And we are all for empowering parents and having say about their children's education. And there was many a conversation during board meetings or adult advisory group meetings, or even in the student meetings where I talked to the students, and I had said, well, I want to do something about Common Core, but I can't do it alone. I mean, that's a big part of it, where we had to figure out, you know, what we were going to do, how we were going to tackle the issue, because, again, I believe that no matter where you're from, if you have a gift in a particular area, and my field's education, well, then, you know, you have to stand up when you see something wrong that's happening. You have to stand up in the area of your expertise, and you have to say, wait a second, this isn't good, and why? But, again, I couldn't do that on my own, and so this is one of the first things we want to do is have the radio show, and then I talked with our newsletter editor, and he is going to have, I don't know if it'll be a full page every month, but he's going to have an area of our newsletter dedicated to the topic of Common Core. And then hopefully between your show and the newsletter, we'll get people to really see the full picture of what's happening and educate them better and just go from there. But we do want to be part of the fight against it. And also, I want someone that, again, I get emotional about all of this because I'm passionate. But I really wanted someone that could come in and really just say the facts. And I know you're passionate, too. You care. But I just think that you're going to be perfect for it because of the way that you present things. So I was very happy that you reached out to us. And I know you felt led to us, and we felt led to you also. So.
And there's always a connection. As a matter of fact, last year I ran for a state school board seat. And I really didn't know that much about Common Core, but one of the things I heard from parents, teachers, school board officials, small business owners, there was growing concern about Common Core and what will happen to our children. And as I began my research on Common Core, I went back to why the state of Ohio even established the role of the State Board of Education, and that really inspired me. And in 1953, the State Board of Education was established in the Ohio Constitution for the very reason you're working as hard as you are, that citizens were given a voice in deciding decisions relating to public education. And when I read that and I began to hear the concerns about Common Core, I started doing my research, and the first thing that came to me, Pamela, was Trojan horse. And I said, Trojan horse? Yeah. I said, that sounds like a gift, a proposed gift that will lead to destruction. So I began a run for school board and inspired to be a voice and a change leader for our children's success. And what I really focused on is the fact that all of our children have the inherent potential to succeed. So I wanted to be a voice and validate the fact that all our children are created equal. They're endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that they can be productive. I wanted to be a voice of opportunities and options, recognizing no two children are alike, and we need child-centered customized education for every unique child. And then I wanted to be a voice of integrity and involvement, that we will inform people so they can do the right thing on behalf of their children every time it needs to be done, but most of all, that they have enough information to be informed and engage and take action on behalf of their children. And then I want to be a voice of capacity building and competitive advantage. And capacity building, what I was thinking there is the fact that no two children are alike. They have the capacity within them to succeed. So build up their competencies, their creative ability, their caring, their compassion. Build up that individual child so they can be in competitive advantages, really world-class leaders. And we're going to talk a little bit about that on next week's show, where we talked about what were the concerns that led to Common Core. And then, of course, I want to be a voice for excellence and empowerment of parents, because parents in the end should be the true partners to the education process. Any attempt to exclude them is not in line with the foundation for any society, and that's the family. So that's why I'm connected with you today.
That's right.
So anything else you want to share on Common Core?
No, I think that you're going to be covering that fairly well. I just, the thing that I guess that I'm faced with a lot when I'm talking to parents is, I know that there was a parent up in Napoleon that had talked to me about this at one time when I was trying to figure out what New Heights' role would be, because I knew we'd have a role. And she was saying, well, I've tried to start this Facebook page even to try to bring families together and just discuss it. And she said, I think only 2 or 3 families have asked me about it, and that's it. And she said, I don't even know how to get people involved. And I think that there seems to be a disconnect between parents understanding what's happening and their involvement, because, and I know why that is, it's because the public school system in general, all the way from, mostly kindergarten and up, they have you where you just drop your child off. They don't want you coming in the class, blah, blah, blah. They kind of, there is a disconnect. And they say they want parents to be active in their child's education, but then the parents really never are given the voice or the tools to be active if they're in the public school system. And
well, I think that's why this show will be so important, and I commend you for starting it, because even when I was campaigning, when I talked to parents, they were really clueless about what was going on, and yet it was impacting their children and their children's future. So I look forward to working with you.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I think that another problem area is the fact that, there's these lines drawn in the sand when it comes to the different types of schooling. And I think that with Common Core, or with anything, we need to undraw all of those lines. I really don't agree with them. But what I'm trying to say is that homeschoolers, charter school, public school families, they never have come together to fight anything or to say, wait a second, this isn't right. But Common Core, what people don't understand is Common Core is going to impact everyone, no matter what your school choice is. And if you want a choice for your children's future in any way, you need to be part of this. You need to speak up. You need to learn about it. You need to ask questions, because if you don't, you're going to lose that right.
I think you're right. No matter what school choice you have for your children, I think what the New Heights what we're doing with New Heights Educational Group is to inform and unify and raise the voice and give voice and take action on behalf of our children's education. And we really have to get back to education for and by and of the people. So I want to thank you for co-hosting with me today. Don't forget to follow me and the other hosts by pushing on the follow button on Blog Talk or by visiting www.newheightseducation.org. See you next week.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. Don't forget to rate us and follow us on your podcast player. Check out our show page, radio.newheightseducation.org, for monthly announcements and other happenings.